All right. Hello, you guys. I'm so glad to be here because, like I was telling you before I started recording, spirit is so heavy and thick around me today that I've been choking and coughing and I'm not sick. I've had my nose itch off my face today, like my hair standing straight up. Every single sign and synchronicity and symbol that spirit uses for me usually is happening all at the same time today. So if I look a little weird and I'm up here playing with my nose, I'm so sorry. That's just the way spirit communicates with me. So before I get started taking some messages, I just want to go over a few basics here. A lot of you have been asking me how to get your reading, how to get on my list. So I just want to cover this really quickly because it's really easy. It's just an exchange of energy thing, you guys. You have to understand that I am heavily censored. I am shadow banned to high heaven, and there's many reasons for that, I guess. A lot of it has to do with truth. When you know this much truth, they really don't want you telling people. And when you have the ability to be able to connect people with their loved ones on the other side, then you leave them feeling powerful and supported and connected. And those types of people are hard to control. People are a lot easier to control when we're separated and alone and afraid. And so the powers that be are not invested in letting someone like me get up here and connect you guys and help heal. So the reason why I have a list is because if it wasn't for all of you, I would not be here right now because of the highly censored and shadow banned games that social media is. I say social medias because they all play it with me. So the way that we get through that is kind of like when you push start an old car. These social media sites have algorithms to them. And the more that you like and share and comment on the content that I'm putting up there, then the more the algorithms will trigger that content to put it out. So even if that car doesn't want to start, you get up behind it and you give it a little push start. Those of us who are old school know what this is talking about. Our newer little push start friends probably don't get that, but we know what I'm talking about. You give that car a push and then you can get that thing going, right? So when you guys get up there and you like and comment and share on my content, it puts it out through the algorithm and helps me out. So then I get up here and help you out with these free messages. It's exchange of energy. And that's all it takes, you guys. And here's the thing, when you go onto my page, because we got a lot of new people that are here and going, okay, so how do I get a reading? That's all you have to do. I posted a video earlier today of a lady who did exactly that. She's new to my page. She went down my page and she just liked and shared and commented on like everything that I had. And it's like, boom, you're on my list now. Now, all you have to do is just do that every once in a while. Maybe not every single thing. If you've already liked it, then you can't like it twice, but you know what I mean. Keep consistently doing that and you're always going to stay on my list. And then as I go through the list, it's just a matter of time before you're up, right? The thing is that if you don't, because here's the thing, somebody said to me when I was explaining this before, they're like, and Facebook actually sent me a thing and said that I was cheating by doing that, that they think it's like getting fake likes or something like that. But I disagree because it's like this. If you don't like anything that I have on my page, don't share it. I'm not asking you to share, like, or comment on anything that you don't like. But here's the thing. If you don't like anything on my page, you're not going to like anything I have to say to you. You're not going to like my messages. So if there is nothing on my page that you can find to share and help me get that message out, then there's nothing that I can give to you that's going to help you. The thing is, you guys, I'm not up here trying to prove anything to you. Absolutely not. I have nothing to prove to you, to anybody. I've proved it to myself a long time ago. I have been doing these free readings and messages from spirit, free or otherwise. I also do paid readings. And you can get those by going to my website, THMedium.ca. Sorry, little plug there. Anyway, I've been doing this for 7 years. I have nothing left to prove to anybody. So when you come to my page new, you're probably not going to get the first day that you come here, you're not going to get a reading from me yet. It's going to take some time. Why? Because I want to get your respect first. I want you to see the way that I read. I want you to be able to understand how this gift works for me, because it's a little bit different on how each reader gets their information, right? So I want to be able to earn your respect before I get you on the phone, because if you're on the phone and you have no idea who I am, you have no idea how I read, you have no idea the battles that I have had to fight to get up here and to be able to give you this message in the first place, then you're not going to be respecting me and you're not going to understand a darn word that I have to say. So why would I waste my time on that? Do you see what I mean? I want to earn your respect first. That's all I ask. And so if you help me out by sharing and commenting on my content, then I'm going to help you out and I'm going to put you on my list. And my list, we've been doing this now for a month, maybe 2 months or so. And so now there's some people that are still, once they've been read, they're still liking and commenting my stuff. So guess what, you guys, you go back on my list. Because every single week there's different people that are at the top of the list. How do they get moved there? It's based on that week or the last 2 weeks activity. If you have done a lot of activity and a lot of exchange of energy on my page for like 2 weeks and then you're gone for a month, I'm not going to call your name because you're probably off doing something else and not here anyway. Do you see what I mean? So I just wanted to say that before we start, and thank all of you who have really understood this. And a lot of you who are here right now are freaking amazing. I love you guys so much. You are awesome. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here in the first place. So that being said, I have one more thing to say before we start taking some messages. I don't even know if she's here yet, but I told you guys when we were doing lives before on the Facebook setting, we did the Whack-A-Troll thing, and I was going to pull a name to give somebody a free reading. Somebody was going to win a free reading for the Whack-A-Troll. If you don't know what I'm talking about, scroll back so I don't have to take a lot of time to explain it. But with the chaos of everything happening when they pulled my website down and banned me last week for 24 hours, I forgot to pull the name. And then in my meditation this morning, God told me that it was supposed to happen like that. I wasn't supposed to pull the name. I was supposed to choose the name. Because there was one person that actually went above and beyond in that Whack-A-Troll contest. The Whack-A-Troll thing was about, I get attacked by bots and trolls and stuff so often that I didn't feel safe enough to come up here and even do lives in the first place. So that's why I had to invent Whack-A-Troll and get you guys on board to help whack those trolls. And there was one person who went above and beyond and always took that extra mile to let me know that I was safe and protected. And I want to make sure that this free reading goes to that soul. So Lee, that is you. You contact my sister at booking@THMedium.ca. You tell her you won the Whack-A-Troll free reading. It's all you, my friend. I think your last name is King, Lee King, but I don't remember. Jen, you know who I'm talking about. So please let that person know that they won the free Whack-A-Troll reading. All right, you guys, I do paid readings as well. All that information is on my website. Oh, one other thing I want to quickly say. I have a rule, you guys, and I just want to talk about this real quick because I've had to enforce it recently. So I want to explain it. So my rule is that when you book your reading, you don't have to pay for the reading until at least 24 hours before the reading. But it is a must that you pay for that 24 hours before a reading. If you do not pay for your reading 24 hours before the reading, then I will cancel it, because As you've seen me getting attacked by the system, I get attacked by these trolls in many, many ways. And one of their favorite things to do is to schedule appointments and book all these appointments and then cancel on me that last minute, the last second of the last day. And then I have an entire day open with no appointments booked, and I'm out all of that money. And I'm a single mom. So, you know, when you guys pay for a reading, that goes to groceries, that goes to bills, that goes to rent, things like that. And if I can't feed myself, if I can't feed my kids, I can't get up here and help you guys. So I have to take precautions like canceling appointments if the payment isn't made 24 hours before. And sometimes people get really upset with me and they're like, well, I forgot. You can't just cancel my appointment. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't, like, I have to do this. Otherwise, I'm out so many appointments. These trolls mess with me like you would not believe. So if this has happened to you, I apologize. Just please make sure you send your payment in 24 hours before the reading and all is good. Okay, let's just do this and get into some messages from Spirit. I'm so excited. I'm going to start with Melly here. Melly, I want to talk to you. If you could take your mute off for me for a minute. Ooh, excuse me. I'm getting all gassy here. Can you hear me, honey?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so now, first of all, I have to say this. You know, I love you to pieces. And what I'm about to say might sound like I'm spanking you a little bit, and I'm not. Please understand that, okay? Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. Because you said something to me today, and there's a reason why I want to start with you, and there's a reason why I want to do this reading for you. I got my cards. I know we want cards here. I'm not going to say too much that is going to give your situation away. But I do want to say this. You and I have had a couple of conversations and done a couple of tarot spreads, right? But you messaged me this morning and said something to me that not upset me, but jarred me a little bit because it's not how I intended for this to be. So what I mean is this. Let me just find what you actually said here so I don't misquote it. So you know exactly what I mean. This is why I said, listen to the whole thing I have to say. Don't think I'm spanking you. I promise you I'm not. What is it? You said... No, you actually said it better than I read it. You said, do you think I made a good decision? Can you check the cards for me? But see, I read that as, do you think the cards made a good decision? You didn't say it. So that makes even better. Okay, what am I trying to say? When you come for a card reading, I want you guys to please be careful and please understand that the cards are never going to tell you what to do. And this is why my heart broke for you this morning, Melly, because I don't want you to think that when we talked before and I gave you a card reading, that those cards were telling you what to do. There's a reason why the Bible talks about it, and some Bible people really think that this type of thing is wrong. And it's not that it's wrong. It's just that the Bible says that we, as readers, are never supposed to substitute your own intuition, okay? Your own guidance, your own navigation system, your own, you know what I'm saying, decision-making stuff. So... yeah. I would be horrified if I gave you a reading and you thought that that reading was telling you to do something and then you do it and you have a bad couple of weeks and you're like, lady, are you sure that's what the card said? Because this screwed up my life. And it's like, no. Cards are meant to give you a glimpse, an insight into what direction. Do you remember when we did your cards? We did them on situation A and then situation B. Right?
Yes.
So that's meant to give you insight into either direction so that you can choose from that insight which way you want to go. I just want to make sure we're really clear on that, especially if you're going through a hard time, because these cards don't know shit about what you should do. What you should do is based on how you feel. These are just going to give you insight on how your choices and decisions will turn out if you make choice A or make choice B. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, awesome. All right, honey. So Now that I've said that, I want to make sure that's very clear because you're in a pretty tough situation right now. And I want you to know that I've kept you in my prayers over the last couple of weeks. You're one of those souls that, every night before I go to bed, I spend 5 or 10 minutes in my prayers, just keep mentioning other people and asking God to watch over them. And you're one of the names that I've been pulling up. Not just because we have
You.
the same old lost last name, but because I understand the situation that you're in. And I want you to have, I want God and spirit to bring you as much support as possible. So here's the thing. You said to me before I pull these cards, you said to me that after our last reading, life got really, really hard for a couple of weeks there. And that's
Yeah.
important. I want you to understand that, and for everybody listening, that is a message from spirit. Because sometimes when we are praying to God for something and we are looking for it in the wrong store, then he's got to close that store so we can't go into it anymore. I call it looking for bread in the tire store. If you keep going back to the tire store every day and walking around it all day getting pissed off because you can't find bread there, and you keep going back to that tire store every day, the situation's never going to change, but you are going to get more frustrated and more pissed off as the days go on, right?
Yeah.
So when you keep praying for God to give you bread, he can't give you bread in the tire store. It's never going to sell bread. So instead, what does he do? He closes the doors. He locks it. Now you're locked out. And you think that you're being punished. I can't even get into the damn store anymore, let alone look for bread. And what is actually happening is you're being redirected. What you are looking for is not on the path you are on. That's why the path you are on is getting harder. Do you understand?
Yes.
Let's see. How do you want me to focus these cards, honey? What's your question? You got to give them a question or a focus.
Oh my.
For insight, when I'm asking you this, don't ask the cards what you should or shouldn't do.
No.
You're trying to figure out what you should or shouldn't do in your world right now. So ask them to give you insight on a situation that will help you make the choice on what you should or shouldn't do. Does that make sense? And look at this. I just want to say the card that fell out as I'm shuffling is the action card, taking an action in a certain direction. To do with what? Well, the Lover's card on the very bottom.
Oh boy.
So we know how funny that is, don't we? Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a focus here, honey. Give me a focus. Do you just want me to do the relationship and see what they have to say?
Sure.
What, present or past?
Oh my goodness. uh, let's do present.
Present. Okay. Spirit, show me what insight you can tell me. Oh my gosh, they just start flipping like crazy. Right away, they're telling you to go to God, and you're having a change of the Hierophant is, yes, it's my God card, but it's also a card about belief systems. Hold on. When the cards start flipping like that, that usually means that they want you to shuffle them extra. So hold on. Show us some insight on Mellie's relationship. Show us horseshoe spread on Mellie's relationship.
Like, basically, am I on the right path?
Is she on the right path? But see, as soon as you say it that way, energy cut off. What do you mean by that? Right path for who? That is a very relative term. Do you see what I mean? They won't answer that because right path, what does that mean? Right for who? Who chooses what's right and what's not right? That's literally why you're here, is to decide what is the right path. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is why I say, let's get our focus first. Let me rephrase. I think I understand what you're trying to say, but it's very important that you get the wording right or the cards won't make sense. So
Okay.
am I right in understanding that you want to know if the relationship you're in and the path you're on right now is going to bring you the happiness that you seek?
Yes.
Thank
That's
you.
exactly.
That's
Thanks.
how we phrase it. Okay, let's see. Is the path she's on right now, is the relationship she's in going to bring her the fulfillment, the satisfaction, the love, and the happiness that she's seeking in her world? Huh. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Okay, so I remember our last card reading, and it's almost identical because they don't change. They don't change, right?
Yep.
So here's the thing. In the past, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a brand new path, a new start. This relationship was a new start in a way that is a lot more supportive than the past one. The thing is that it's not really out of the gate yet. You see, the thing about the Ace of Pentacles is you see how this is in your own yard. It's like
Mm-hmm.
beginning. It's like I haven't taken it to the next level yet. It's just the beginning of this. It has potential. And this is in the past category. So this shows me that you guys got together in the past as a new beginning and as a support,
Mm-hmm.
financial support. In the present, you have literally the fatherhood and the fatherhood, husband, partner, discipline card. This is all your focus is on that position in your world right now. Yeah?
Okay.
What you expect is for you got the star card. The star card is like wishes coming true, but it's my relief card because the star card follows the tower card. And the tower card in the tarot is this. Bang! That's the tower card where everything just goes boom and explodes all over the place. So
Okay.
the star comes in right after the tower card. It's like that relief feeling that comes in after the chaos. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you're expecting is that this chaos that you've had the last couple of weeks is going to lead to a relief feeling. Like, I expect this to just be over. I expect my wishes to come true for this. I'm expecting happiness to just, this tells me that you're expecting it to just show up as well. What you desire is this is a really interesting card for your specific situation because each card can mean a little bit different. Energies of that card will be highlighted depending on the cards that are around it, right? And the Three of Cups, if you were in a clandestine love affair, or if there was a situation where your heart is torn between two people, this would be the card that would show that. And it's coming up in what you desire. What you desire is to have the ability to get together. You see how, and for everybody to get together, for everybody to be friends here. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
See this girl in the red dress? These two are in the blue. This one's in the red. This shows somebody and an outside person that you're trying to bring in. And what you desire would be, this shows me that you just want peace. Here's the thing, that past relationship, you're still carrying some pain from that. And it's still affecting you in your present because you want that situation to be closed and to feel good, but the way it ended doesn't feel good. So it's like it can't be over if it didn't feel good. It can't close like that. I'm not going to let this close like that. You follow me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unexpected unknown factors. Look who came back from the past. Ha ha. That's literally what the Six of Cups means. Somebody coming back from the past. And it's in your unexpected unknown factors. This situation in your world over the last 2 weeks is coming up right now. Boom, unexpected. And it's coming bigger and heavier and harder than what you expected because this situation from the past has been preventing you from leaving your own yard and getting this new relationship going because you're still carrying these ideas, this pain from the past. So God's
Mm-hmm.
bringing it up into your present right now and making it so big and so in your face that you can't ignore it anymore.
Okay.
Near future. You have the Eight of Swords, which is a card of restriction. You feel restricted in so many ways. You feel like, I don't know what to do. I can't see what I want to do. I feel restricted. If you look at this card, she's got even blindfolds on and she's tied to a sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I want you to look at her feet. Her feet aren't tied. She could easily wiggle out of that. Well, I shouldn't say easily. It'll take a little effort, but she can wiggle out of that.
Okay.
This is the near future that, sorry, my cat's digging my, like a hole in my door. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, go. Sorry, I said that on air. I didn't mean to call my cat a bad name on air. Anyway, she's just mad. Okay. So this just says that the near future energy that's coming in is one of very restriction. And the reason why it's feeling more and more restricted is because you have to make a choice or a decision. Not the cards, not me, not anybody else, you, honey. And I know you don't want to make that choice or decision. You just want everything to show up good.
Yeah. But that's not how it works.
That's not how it works. But here's the thing. What I love about this, sweetheart, is that your reading and your life right now is a perfect example of how sometimes things have to get worse so that they can get better.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that? Because
Yeah.
this is how your reading ends, and you can't ask for better than this. And they're not telling me which person you're going to choose, but this energy in the distant future is two people coming together: love, connection, cooperation, loyalty, love. This is better than the Lover's card, because this is two people coming together and offering each other support and love based on because they want to, not just because they're contracted to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That is how this ends for you. What did I say? The Tower? That's so funny. Okay, because look, I love my cards, you guys. They are so freaking awesome. So the card, okay, let me explain before I just shove the card in your face. The card on the bottom of the deck is the energy that is affecting the rest of your cards, is the energy that is affecting this reading. The energy
Okay.
that's affecting this reading is that there's an outside offer coming in. This person from the past is trying to come back. That's clear right here.
Mm-hmm.
But look what's behind that the Tower card. There's the Tower card right behind this energy of wanting to come back. So the Tower card happened, then he wants to come back, and now that is why you're sitting in this crazy energy. And that is why the universe is making it harder and harder and harder and harder until you make the choice.
Mm-hmm.
Make the choice based on what feels good for you, and it's not going to go wrong. But you have to make the choice based on what you feel is right, not what you expect or what anybody else thinks is best. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
You got this. I know it's tough, but ask God to show you why it's happening and what is the best route you can take to get to happiness. How do I get from where I am to where I want to be? That is the best question you can ask yourself, and ask God and your guides if you are feeling stuck or confused in the why everything is happening in the moment. You say, show me how I get from where I am to where I want to go, because I don't know the path. Please show me or highlight the path so I can see the next step. And I promise you they will every single time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And look at what's now on the bottom of the deck. The God card, the Hierophant. He's got you, honey. He's got you. This is happening for you, not to you. But that doesn't mean that everything that happens for you is all rainbows and sunshine and lollipops, right? Life
Mm-hmm.
is frickin' hard. Rule
Oh,
one. But it can be very rewarding at the same time. And I'm going to leave you with one last thing. Life doesn't get this challenging unless and until your pot of gold is very close. God's not going to spend this much time trying to push you in the right direction unless what you've asked for is near. Because if it was very far away, then he wouldn't be pushing so hard right now.
mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
All right. I'm going to let them pull their energy back there, even on the cards, but I hope
Yeah.
that was helpful.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Good
Thank you.
luck, and I'm going to still keep you in my prayers, so you let me know how that turns out, hey? Because now you got me all invested, kid.
Yeah. Thank you for your help.
You're very welcome. Okay, a couple more people I want to read. Jessica, I see you're here. I'm going to you. Is Linda here as well? Because I want to read for Linda Nanya. I think it's your husband that's on the other side. Your husband has been up my butt for 2 days, so I'm really hoping you show up to one of these lives soon. Even if you're not here today. But we're going to start with Jessica Heath. Jessica, I see you there. You just got to take me off mute, honey, because I can't hear you.
Done, I think.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to finally connect with you.
Me too.
It's funny because you were kind of on my list last week, and then for whatever reason, Spirit, like, I didn't know you were here, and I don't know, it was really weird the way they did it. So you were meant to be read today, of all days, just so you know that. Spirit has a way of breadcrumbing you and baby stepping you to be in exactly the right spot at exactly the right time so that you get the message they need you to get. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so this is your time, honey. Is there somebody that you want me to specifically focus on, or just see who comes forward in general?
Pretty much whoever comes forward in general, but I do have a grandmother that I was very close to.
Okay. So we'll go to her. But she's not alone. I'm seeing at least 3 people and we haven't even connected yet. So, all right, honey, let's do this. So I want you to sit with both feet flat on the floor. We're going to do this connection exercise.
Okay.
I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me, and give me a minute to focus. Okay, so the grandmother figure, because you mentioned her, she's first, but like I said, there is a couple of other people here as well. You're familiar with my term, the puzzle dump, right?
Yes.
Perfect, because I got a bit of a puzzle dump step coming forward with her. She steps forward with somebody to the side. I'm not sure if this is grandpa or if this is somebody like her brother or somebody like that. She's definitely got the gentleman to the side, showing me distance or space, which is that either they were separated for some time, he's been on that side for some time, or something like that, because she's a lot of relief to reunited with the soul that's on the other side. I smell cigarette smoke, which I'm not sure if that's coming from her. I don't think it is, because she feels a little offended when I think it's her. And then there is also somebody over here that passed before we would think of as their time. And that does not necessarily mean that they were, 10 or 20 when they passed. It just means that they didn't live till 80 or 90 like we would think of as a full life. And that person makes my face very itchy, which is usually a sign of disfiguration or something. My body didn't look the way it in death as it did in life. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Your grandma's funny. She's like pushing them all away, and then I smell food, and she's making me hungry, and she's taking me to a different place. Was she in a different city or place than what you are right now?
Yeah. Well, we were all in Newfoundland when she passed.
Okay, so that's why I thought it was Newfoundland, because right away she told me that you guys were Newfies, and I said, I'm not saying that on air. I've been wrong before. And she's like, you'll see. And she's
No,
very
we're
proud of me. She's showing me that, oh gosh, please don't hate me. I have to tell you what they say. And I don't know if she's trying to be funny, if she was funny, or if she's just going to make me get in trouble here. But they show me things from what I call my library to get me to say what they need me to say, so you get the message they need you to get. And she's showing me this cab that I used to see with the sign on top of it that had the phone number, and instead of the number 3s, they had trees.
Yep.
The Newfie cabs, tree, tree, tree.
Yep.
That's what she's showing me. And again, she's cooking. Like I said, she's cooking, 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 cooking. Do you understand that message around her?
She always cooked us Sunday dinner, and all the family got together at her house every Sunday.
When you say that, she's like, yeah, what's with this? They don't do that anymore. They think I'm dead. I'm not dead.
Yeah, it stopped. None of us got together after she got sick.
See, a lot of people do that sometimes when someone passes. It's like that one soul was the glue that held this family together, right? And then when that soul passes, we don't do the things that we used to do with that person, right? Because we think it's too painful. And the thing is that if you don't do the things that you used to do with that person, then you won't feel their presence. You're going to feel their absence thicker than what you have to. And if you do those things, so if you do put on that Sunday dinner and stuff again, that's where you're going to see the synchronicities, the coincidences, the signs, the symbols, the dimes, the feathers, whatever it might be. That's when they show up, because your loved one will give you those signs and symbols to let you know when they're around. Is your grandfather on the other side as well, honey?
He is,
And
and they were separated for a very long time before they both passed. So I don't think she would be relieved to see him there.
yeah, she is, and I'll tell you why. They give me this message very often, especially if they were separated before they passed. Because if you marry somebody, I want you to look at the reading that we just did before this. When you love somebody and you separate from them, it doesn't feel good to feel mad at them or to feel stuck, right?
Yep.
And so when you go 40 years feeling that for somebody that you used to love, it doesn't feel good. And when they get to that side and they're able to make peace after 40 years, can you imagine how good that feels?
Yeah, and you said you smelled smoke, so my grandfather was like a chain smoker.
See? And that's her proving. I love when spirit does that because I can't know that. And the fact that that message is coming in is absolute proof to you that they are together, because your grandma made it very clear to me that it wasn't her.
Yeah,
She
no,
almost was like, don't you dare say it's me.
she was very Christian.
I'm telling you, she did not like it when I was like, are you smoking? She's like, bite your tongue, lady. It's him. But it's also her way to show you that they are together. Well, let me say it this way. They're not maybe married because I'm seeing another husband. Did your grandma get remarried?
No, she didn't.
There's another soul. Maybe it's not a husband. Well, maybe not remarried. I don't know if this is like connected to your grandma or connected to your, I think it's connected to your grandma. There's another gentleman stepping forward around her. Do you know if she, like, did she date somebody afterwards? Like, was there
No,
someone in her life?
she stayed single.
Wow. So there's two things going on here. One, there's a message coming in. Oh, no, 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 no. She's bringing through. Remember I said over here there was somebody that passed before we think of as their time?
Yep.
She's trying to bring them through right now. My nose is getting all itchy and stuff. So I'm going too fast. I'm compounding two messages together. So let me just finish the first message. Please know that they're together, and that especially if she didn't remarry, she didn't move on after they passed or after they separated. Let me tell you that she's free of that pain that she was carrying around for 40 years now. And that is exactly why the family needs to know that they are hanging out together. Maybe not as a married couple, but they're friends again, because that lets you know that she has that peace in her heart. Now, who's this younger soul that's stepping forward and making my face itchy like crazy?
I actually have two uncles that passed away fairly young.
Is one on, so is this dad's side that I was talking to?
No, mom's side.
Mom's side?
I don't really know my dad's side of the family.
Okay. Because I feel like I have soul, when you say there's two, I feel like I have one on each side of the family.
So one uncle is like actual uncle. The other one is through marriage, but I was very close to him as well.
So that would be why I feel it in two families or whatnot. That makes sense to me. Okay. So let's go to the one that you're very close with, because he keeps trying to give me like a shot or something. And I'm like, I don't drink, dude. Did that uncle like to, because it doesn't feel like alcoholic. It feels like, here, party, have a shot, have a drink. Like he's trying to get me to lighten up almost, I feel.
He was very funny.
That's okay. So offering somebody who's allergic to alcohol a drink. Yeah, that's funny. Funny guy. Funny, funny. Jessica, he's got the soul of a child on the other side. Did you lose a child, honey?
I did. I had a miscarriage. a few years ago.
Are you still trying though? Because Mr. Funny here just said, don't think I'm keeping him over here. I'm just freaking babysitting. You better try again.
No, I did try again, and I had a child, so no more for me.
Ah, that's why he shows it to me that way. Okay. Because here's the thing, and I want everyone who's had an abortion or a miscarriage to listen very carefully. Sometimes a soul cannot use the body that they're given the first time around for whatever reason. Maybe it has a penis and they didn't want a penis, or maybe they would be born in April and they don't want to be born in April, or maybe their sole purpose was not to be born. Maybe their sole purpose was to redirect you. Sometimes I will see a child come into, and I think this is more your case, is that we will have get accidentally pregnant, or surprise, we're pregnant, and we'll have a miscarriage or an abortion because we weren't even wanting to get pregnant. But then when we did it and we lost the child, now it inspired within us the desire to actually have that experience. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so the soul of that child that wasn't able to be born the first time just comes back the second time. They're like, what? That car didn't work. I need a new one. Give me a new one. So the second you get pregnant again, boom, they come back. And that's why your uncle said, I'm just babysitting. Don't think he's sticking around for a while. They're coming back to you. Was it about a year or two after the miscarriage that the second child was born?
Yeah, so I had a miscarriage, and then I got pregnant like 6 months later.
Yeah.
Like 5 or 6 months after my miscarriage, I got pregnant again.
I keep seeing both boy and girl. It's so funny the way this soul is coming through, because first of all, you can tell a soul that pushes through like that because they're very stubborn. They're very hard-headed. They're very, they have a lot of energy, very high will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a girl.
That would not surprise me because like I said, I keep seeing both genders, like both sexes, both babies. And I think she didn't want to be a boy. Did you hear what I said in the thing earlier? I didn't want a penis. I think that was straight.
Yep. I guess I was meant to have a girl.
Yeah. Please know your uncle is watching over you. And was he already passed when you had that miscarriage?
Yes.
I thought so, because he sent that soul back to you. And he needs you to know that he got to know her on that side before she came here. And then he shows me the pinky finger, which is my symbol for having more nurturing and mothering ability in your pinky finger than some people do in their whole body.
Yeah, I'm kind of old soul myself.
He gave you the rose, honey. That's my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or a date that happens once a year. How do you understand that? Just past or coming up?
I had a birthday in October.
Yes, happy birthday, but no, that's not what he's talking about. He's taken me like the beginning of January, or not January. Well, maybe that's not a slip of the tongue. I thought it was December, but it could be January. It feels like it's coming up.
I'm not sure. In the 1st of December was 13 years since my grandmother passed.
That's okay. So grandma's trying to come back in. See, they don't always knock and go, hi, it's grandma coming back in again. They throw a sign at me that would only be from grandma so that you know that's grandma coming back in, because it's very clear. That would be the 1st of December. That's what I was actually seeing. I said January, but I was seeing December. And the rose is birthday, anniversary, or a date that happens once a year. And it was like, feels like it's literally like the 1st or 2nd of December.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was the 1st or the 2nd of December that she passed.
It was one of those days.
Yeah, I can't remember which one, but yeah.
She's like, that's okay. She knows that that you think of her every year around this time, and she needs you to know that she's hearing you and communicating with you. She's telling you to bake. For goodness sake, make your own. That's what I heard.
Maybe it's because my Christmas cookies I haven't made yet.
That's tradition. That's what I heard. This is our tradition. Like,
Yep.
And that's what she would do with you if she was still here. That's why she wants you to make them, because when you make them, she feels the joy and the happiness the same as if she was here making them with you. And she loves that you do it with your daughter now. Do you only have the one child, Hen?
I have a stepdaughter too.
Okay, that's good, because I was seeing another one, but not like it felt different than the one that you had. So I was trying to figure that out in my head and how I was going to say that. But that makes sense. And she's only there part-time, like weekends or something like that.
Week on, week off.
Yeah, that's, you see what I'm doing like this? That's spirit showing me that it's like exactly that. You say stepdaughter though, but your grandma's playing the song Single Ladies and put a ring on it. Are you actually married?
Yeah, we got married a couple months ago.
That's why. So she attended your wedding in spirit, and I heard it's about time. We like this one. Hello.
Yeah, we were together. We got married on our 10-year anniversary, actually.
Shut up. So they know, because I can't know that. They know that. Please know that she was there for that wedding. It feels kind of small and intimate, hey?
Yeah, it was very small. We just had our parents and we eloped in Vegas.
That's what she said. It was small and intimate. So you understand why she's bragging that I love your family. Just so you know, your grandma's going, na 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 boo boo. I got to go. You didn't. And she's like totally laughing at the rest of the family in a very sarcastic, humorous, loving kind of way. Don't shoot the
Yeah.
messenger. She said, who needs traditional dresses? I wish I could have got married in that. What did you wear?
I did have a wedding dress, but it was kind of blingy and Vegasy.
That's what she's. I wish I could have wore that. Please know that she was there. So was your uncle. They're all there with you. They said you heard the beginning of the first reading, right? Even though it was a tarot card reading, I think that that resonated with a bunch of people, and they're pointing at you to remember that sometimes we have to go through some challenges in order to get what we're asking. Sometimes when you're asking for something and you're not on the path to receive it, God reorganizes you so that you're on the right path. And I feel you're in a bit of a transitional state like that right now. Are you guys trying to move?
No,
Why is she talking about the house? She's showing me the for sale sign on the house.
I'm not sure. No plans on moving.
The for sale sign on the house either means moving, renovating, doing something to the house, something like that. Big change.
Okay, so could it be her house maybe?
Yes, absolutely could. She's talking to you, not me. I'm just, that's why I call them puzzle pieces.
So she gave her house to her eldest son and he tore it down and that was very hard for me.
Got it.
And
That's
that was he just finished building his new house last summer.
on that property.
Yeah.
You know what your grandma said? I'm sorry. I know this was hard for you, and your family's just so funny. So if I offend you, I'm so sorry. But she's just like, good riddance. That thing was falling apart. It needed so much work.
It was falling apart.
She's making me feel like it was a big headache, a big pain in her ass. And she's like, don't be sad that's gone. You see the house that's there now? Oh, I love it. And she's like going
Yeah.
through, and I wish I had that, and I wish I had that. She's like, listen, kid, our energy is with you. Wherever you go, we're going there. And just know that if grandma could have had her way when she was here, she would have torn that place down and built something new.
She will.
She said, don't be sad for me. I helped make that happen. I wanted that to happen for him and for all of the Oh, your grandma, let me tell you, she started this reading by saying that nobody gets together anymore. Now she's ending this reading saying that not only she's like, well, nobody's getting together in that old house, but guess what? Now we got a kitchen to get together in, don't we?
There's some grief there. Family drama there.
Yeah. but we have to go work through that family drama in order to get to the healing, right?
Yep.
And if, how do I say that? Say that a little differently. If there was some struggle or challenge with the uncle and the family because of his choices and decisions on what to do with that land, please know that Grandma is trying to give her blessing because she wants you guys to know this. Sometimes before they pass, people will tell us instructions for them. When I die, I want to be buried here. I want to be cremated. I want blah, blah, blah. They give us instructions, right? You spread my ashes through the Mississippi River or I will haunt you. They give us instructions like that, right? And then they pass, and families sometimes, due to many different multifaceted reasons, cannot fulfill their desires the way that they exactly wanted them to. Who is that your TV in the background? Linda, honey, can I get you to mute for me? Thank you, sweetie. So because of our own choices or our own inability to come together or circumstances so that's what I'm trying to say, life circumstances, we're not always able to fulfill their dying wishes, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes families here in the physical world will tear themselves apart because they're all doing it with the best intentions. I'm telling you, I feel both sides of it. We'll have a brother that's like, no, dad wanted this. And the sister that's like, no, he didn't. He wanted this. And they both think they're right. And they're both dug in because they want to honor their loved one's wishes. And here's their loved one up here, loving their family down here, watching their family tear each other apart and hate each other, trying to fulfill their dying wish. Do you see what I'm saying here? They
Yeah.
don't want that. I need you all to know this. Your loved ones, the second they pass, are in instantaneous love, light, and peace. I have gone through the death regression a couple of times and experienced my death from previous lifetimes in a couple of different times. Making a very long story short, what I can tell you about those experiences is that no matter how traumatic the death was, the minute that death occurs, there is like this sparkling blackness of all-knowing consciousness that takes over you. And you are instantaneously able to see the why and the how in every situation, and it removes any fear, any negativity, any pain, anything. So the second we pass, we are in instantaneous love, light, and peace. Now they're looking down, they're in love, light, and peace, looking down at our family, tearing themselves apart because of something we said. That's how you pull them out of peace. Not pull them out of peace, but they don't ever go out of peace. But it makes it harder for them to look down at you guys tearing each other apart because of what you thought you're doing for them. So what they tell me all the time is that the second that they're gone, they're instantaneously in love, light, and peace. And what they want you guys to do is to make the choices and decisions within the family that will bring the family love, light, and peace. They're already in love, light, and peace. So if they said, you spread my ashes over the Mississippi River, and you can't do that, and all you can do is bury them in, your aunt's family property or something like that, if all the family agrees on that, your loved one has peace with that. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And she's so proud of you. She's not going to leave your side. I'll tell you this. She's showing me the darkness or the challenge all around you and showing me my symbol for pride and how freaking proud she is of you for keep going and how proud she is for you and him tying that knot. Because it feels like it's like we went through a situation that could have torn us apart, but instead we healed it. And then we married each other so that we would have the commitment for a lifetime and know that we got each other's back.
Yeah, we went through a rough patch, a lot of just stress. But it's been okay.
Yeah, because they're going to guide you towards success. I don't know who's got the job promotion or starting the new job. I think it's almost your husband. Is he either just started a new job or looking for a new job or a promotion of some sort?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because I don't think you're working. Are you working?
No, I stay home now.
I thought so. I don't feel like it's around you. I feel like it's around him. I don't know how to understand that, but I do know that your grandma's like, don't argue with me, Tracy. I know what I'm talking about. And I'm getting him a better deal. Literally. He's been working at this job for some time now, hey?
Oh yeah, he's been at this job for like 17 years.
It's been a while since he had a raise.
Yeah.
That's why your grandma's on it. She said, make sure you ask me and I will guide him directly towards it. Because you guys deserve it. And it feels like that's maybe your Christmas bonus coming in or something to do with that. Because she's definitely.
They do get like yearly bonuses in January or February.
Feels like it's going to be a little bigger this year. Just make sure that you ask grandma to help you with this. Make sure to ask her to show herself around Christmas, to show you signs and symbols and things like that, because she will.
Okay.
And I do see the family. Here's the thing. She just put a big old Band-Aid over that heart. It's funny because I just posted a reel like that today. I'm healing from some betrayal trauma in my own life. So it's a completely different subject, but she's showing me that heart on that post that I pictured with the Band-Aid on it. And I feel your family just healing. Maybe it does relevant. Maybe it is more relevant than I think. Ha! Yeah? Did you see that reel, honey?
No, I didn't. I don't think I saw that yet.
It just says that, oh, ding, and then you hear my phone dinging when I say that. Hold on. Turn the ringer off. I just want to see the quote, what it actually says. 1 second here. Because it says, don't get me wrong. I really don't miss you. I miss the person I thought you were very, very much.
Very true.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Please know she's with you and she's loving watching you be a mom. And oh, is this your daughter still in diapers or like under the age of 5?
Yeah, she's 3.
That's why. Because this is the first year that you and her get to do the things that you and grandma used to do at Christmas time.
Yeah.
That's why. She's getting so excited. That's why all I smell is baking and I'm getting very hungry, because she needs you to know that as you recreate those traditions with your daughter, your grandma's soul is very much with you. She's pulling her energy back, hon. They just, all of them just kind of gangbustered you and kissed your cheek.
Yeah.
They're pulling their energy back. I hope that that was helpful, sweetie.
It was. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I wish you a very Merry Christmas. And if you need my address to send some cookies to, I can do that.
It was worth the wait.
Aw, thanks, hon. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Okay. Linda, I'm so glad you're here. Before you got here, you see, your husband was the one taking your mute off if you wondered why that was happening. And there goes my throat again. You got here a little bit late to the party. But your husband was here before you, let me tell you. When we first started this reading, I couldn't even breathe. My throat was getting choked out so much. I believe this is your husband that's here. He's been following me around all morning, and I was like, is Linda here? I'm sure hoping she's here today.
Obsessed with airplanes.
Can you hear me, hon?
As long as it's about planes.
Linda?
You're good.
I can hear your TV in the background, but I can't hear you.
Tracy.
There we go.
Oh my God. Hi.
Hi. Can you do me a quick favor, hon, and turn your TV down in the background?
Let me leave the other room. My husband's hard of hearing.
I
I'm talking to Tracy. Okay. I'm in another room, so I can actually hear you and you can hear me.
That is awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Now, what's interesting to me is you just said that your husband is hard of hearing and he's in that room. But what I'm curious about, my nose is going nuts, is I've had a gentleman following me around the house for the last 2 hours, choking me out, making sure that's why your mute kept going on and off, because he wanted to make sure that I knew you were here.
Oh my gosh. I know who that, well, I know who two of those, it could be two people. My brother-in-law and I were extremely close, and then my brother and I shared the same brain damn near.
Wow. Okay. So that explains why I got two different things going on here. Let's do this connection exercise and get started. Because I thought, here's the thing, all I know is it's a gentleman to the side, right? So I thought by the amount of love that was coming through, I thought that this was your husband. So when you said, my husband's hard of hearing, I'm like, oh, damn, this is going to be a juicy. Okay. So are you ready to do this, hun?
Yes.
All right. Both feet flat on the floor for me.
Okay.
I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay. You're familiar with my term, the puzzle dump, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect, because here we go. Big puzzle dump coming through. And it blah, 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 makes more sense to me now that I know that there's two brother energies here. That's why the energy is coming through so strong. You weren't on this Zoom meeting yet at the very beginning of this reading, and I don't even know if I was recording it yet, but everybody else that was here saw what happened. I literally was choking as soon as I sat down. Somebody was choking me out, and I couldn't breathe, and I was trying to like cough it up, and it's hard to cough something up when it's not in your body. Go figure. So as I connect to this energy, I've got somebody taking me to the breath, to the heart. Either this is heart or I took one last breath and I was on the other side. I feel some disfigurement in my body. So, and I do see my symbol for either diagnosis or cancer or something like that. So somebody passed with an inability to breathe, and somebody is coming through very sudden, unexpected, or traumatic passing. I just feel I'm on the other side. I got a little bit of dizziness or confusion, and then I'm on the other side. Does any of that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am. My brother passed away 3 years ago with dementia, and I was his caregiver. And then my brother-in-law died a year right before him, and he had uh, oh, I can't think of what a liver. His liver just absolutely crapped out. So, but he also had trouble breathing. So it makes perfectly good. You're so good.
They're both coming through around you, honey. They're both super strong. And what's funny is they know each other on the other side, and they're showing
Yes.
me pranks. They're showing me like little pranks. Here's the thing. I feel like they're pranking your husband. The thing is, I don't think that he believes in this kind of stuff. So they're kind of putting so much coincidence, so many little like pennies from heaven, things like that. It's like, oh yeah, how many coincidences is it going to take before he realizes it's Matt? Let me say this again. How many coincidences is it going to take before your husband realizes that it's mathematically impossible to be a coincidence?
Well, he's Dutch and German, so it's going to take a minute.
I think his mom's on the other side as well, hey?
Yes,
Two
she
mother
was.
figures stepping forward. Is your mom on the other side as well, hun?
Yeah, but I don't think she's in heaven.
Oh, honey. We all go to heaven. I know that's hard to understand, but we all go to heaven because most people are not actually evil. They're just hurt. And when we grow up hurt and we don't heal, then we bleed on everyone around us.
Yes, ma'am.
But I'll tell you something, your mom has a message for you. because she's coming through with a lot of love, and your brother is bringing her forward, and he's showing me that they've reconnected on that side, and he's showing me that he has forgiven her. And your mom is showing me the rose colored glasses and the life review. Now, the rose colored glasses is where they view their life from everybody else. No, wait, let me try this again. See, they got me doing two at once. The rose colored glasses is where they see things from a different perspective on that side than they did when they were here in the physical world. And the life review is where they have to view their life through everyone else's perspective. And your mom's not going to stay here for a long time, but I do feel like she wants to take this opportunity to let you know that she knows she was not the mom that you needed, and she's sorry that she wasn't the mom that you needed. And that on that side, she's working on doing the healing that she needs to do, because she's overemphasizing, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And they overemphasize like that if they didn't say it enough here in the physical world, if they didn't do it enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am. I could count on one hand, and I'm 71. I can count on one hand how many times she even said that to me. So I appreciate you telling me that.
Well, I want to tell you something else too, because I understand this more than you could ever know. My dad and I were not speaking when he passed. He was not always very nice to me. We love our parents even though they're not always nice to us, right?
Correct.
It doesn't change just because we lock them out of our lives. I stopped speaking to my dad a year or two, couple of years before he actually died. And then he died alone in a hospital room. And it's almost worse when they die that way, because you're like, well, I guess there is no never fixing it. As kids, we kind of hope that they'll figure it out one day and they'll knock on our door and be like, I'm sorry and I love you. And you know what I mean? And
Yes.
when they die before that happens, we think it's final. But I want you to know it's not. They are not gone. And when they get to that side, they can view things with a new perspective. And and if you will allow them into your life, they will prove to you that they can be the people in your life that you need. Your mom is literally putting on the cheerleading costume, which is my symbol for that they will be your biggest cheerleader on that side. For your life now. And what I mean is that, so for example, my dad and I weren't speaking before he passed. And I said to him one day, out of the blue, months after he passed, I just said, all right, Dad, you know, my heart is still broken in this. And it kills me that you died without loving me. So I need to know if you're still here and if you are actually proud of me for once. He didn't approve of what I do. He thought, you know, this is like going against the Bible and all of that. And he didn't understand. I come from a very Catholic family. And so anyway, so when I said that, I'm like, you know, that's killing me. And if you still are not speaking to me, then okay, don't send me a sign. But if you are speaking to me, if you do love me, if you do forgive me for whatever I did, and if you will be here in a way that I can trust and support from now on, send me a sign. And I've told you guys this one before. I was like, send me something purple. I don't know, something big and purple. And if I see something big and purple within the next few days or week or something like that, then I'll know that you are with me, and I'll know that you love me, and that you're going to support me now. And you know what? It was a few hours later, not even a week, not even a few days. It was a few hours later. I was folding laundry in my room and I hear this car roaring this engine real loud outside my window. So I look, and there below was the most fluorescent purple car you have ever seen.
Oh
And it
my
was
word.
making a noise so big that I could not miss it. And the second that I saw it, it drove away. That's how spirit is communicating with us. And just because they pass and we're not speaking when they pass doesn't mean that you can't fix that or still work on changing that relationship now, because love never dies. Spirit is not gone. They just don't have a physical body to communicate in a physical way. So they use synchronicity and cooperative incidences to align you with what message you have asked for. They used synchronicity and cooperative incidences to not only align that car outside of my house and make the engine roar, but also they had to align me in my bedroom at that moment, at that time, to hear it. All of these cooperative incidences get aligned to give you the message that you need to get. And if you pass that off as fluke, random, or chance, you miss out on these beautiful opportunities to communicate, consciously, actively communicate with your loved ones. And your mom is saying that if you will give her the chance, that she will show up in your life in a way and be your biggest supporter. She just put on a military uniform. She's like, you know what? I made a lot of mistakes. So now call me your protector. If that's what I have to do is show up and protect for the next 10 years, that's what I'm going to do. I will do everything I can possibly do to make you know how much I am sorry for not being able to be the mom that you wanted me to be. And I want you to know that I'm on your team now.
I love that.
And then your mother-in-law is coming and feeding your husband.
That's right.
Completely changed. I feel like here's the thing with mother-in-law, that she's not telling me how she died. She's not interested in telling me that. She's telling me how good she looks on that side, how she has no pain anymore. If she's showing me the wiggles, so I feel like there was restricted movement or something like that before she passed. And she keeps feeding your husband. Why does she keep feeding your husband?
She just loved to cook and bake, and I'm not telling you, you had a smorgasbord. Like I can make a sandwich for lunch and feel like I made a sandwich for lunch, and that was sufficient. She would have soup, salad, desserts. I mean, the whole 9 yards. I loved and adored this woman. So yeah, her feeding us does not surprise me one bit.
As you say that, she's thanking you for carrying on some tradition. So it's like you're still cooking some of the dishes that she used to cook. I think that's why she's giving them to your husband, and I feel gratitude on that. Because it's like every time you cook those dishes that she used to cook, he feels her presence. That's exactly what she's saying. Does that make
Well,
sense?
every year at Christmas, I do two of the traditions that she had at our dinner. So yes, out of all the daughter-in-laws, I think I'm the only one that kept that up.
She's thanking you for that.
Oh,
Does your husband have some mobility issues or some pain in his legs as well? Because she's taken me to the legs.
yes, he's really racked up. He's can't hear. He's got COPD, and he scratches his legs till they bleed. And we've put all kinds of medications and stuff, and it has to do with nerve endings or something. So, it's yes, his legs look nasty all the time.
So she's offering a lot of support and again, a lot of gratitude for the way that you're caring for her husband or for your husband, her son. I'll tell you this, she's showing me that on that side, she loved you when you were here, but now, or when she was here, but now that she's on that side and she can see everything, she loves you even more than what she ever thought she could. And there's just such a gratitude that her son is lucky to have you. Have you guys been married like 40 something years?
54.
Okay, I was seeing the 4. She's
Yep.
like, they've been married a very long time, and my son is so lucky to have her as his wife. And then as I'm saying that, who's the gentleman you cared for with the dizziness that came before? Brother-in-law?
My brother had dementia, and he was dizzy and couldn't function well, but my brother-in-law also had issues, and I loved them both, and we were just thick as thieves, so it could be either one.
Well, the one that had the dizziness, because we already talked to the one that had the breath thing, right? And the liver stuff. And the one that had dementia is coming in right now. And he wants you to know that his hair is great. He's got great hair on that side. He's got the comb in the back pocket, the whole spiel.
Yep, you got it. You got it.
I see a truck. Did he used to drive a truck?
Yes.
That was his life. Let me tell you, I'm hearing vroom, vroom, vroom. Love it. And I got gratitude. Who did you give his truck to after he passed?
Actually, his ex-wife kept it.
So he's giving you validation that he's good with that. And it's,
Okay.
remember how I said, I don't know if you were here for this earlier, but this is, see, spirit groups together the people that can get the most out of the messages that are being delivered. And that was a message that came through earlier, was that maybe it was even for you. I don't remember now. It all bleeds together. But that when they get to that side, they're at peace. So sometimes when the family here makes choices and decisions to do with somebody's passing, we will struggle with amongst each other because we want to do what he would want. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
When you said the thing about the truck, I felt him giving you peace and gratitude, and it's okay. He's got peace. He's not upset about what happened with that truck. He showed me gratitude. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Please know how much they love you, all of these people, even the moms who I didn't think I was going to talk to right away. They are all coming through very strongly around you to let you know that they're very much with you. They're very proud of the way that you and him, like, not just proud is not the right word. Let me just rephrase this. You've got some people that are vicariously living through you because the love that you give off, you know, in today's day and age, there's not a lot of couples that have been married 54 years. And we need a lot more people like you in this world to show these youngsters how it's done. That just because something gets broken doesn't mean you throw it away. You put it back together. You work through it. That's love and commitment. And your loved ones on the other side are experiencing that love that you guys have for each other through the energy that you're putting out. And not just that, but so is the rest of the family. It makes a ripple imprint effect, if you can understand that, in the energy field of the world around you. It's like leading by example, showing the young kids how it's done.
Well, we try, but we do have our moments.
But yet you stuck together.
Yes, ma'am. Through thick and thin. That was one thing we said, that
Yeah.
once we had kids, we would not divorce, because both of our parents were divorced and the kids paid dearly for it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's why Steve never should have agreed to return half the stuff.
Oh, there we go. Tam, Michelle, can you put your mute on for me, hon? Thank you. And what's interesting about that is that would make sense to me why they are coming through so strongly, saying that they are living vicariously through you guys. And this is like, let me say this better than I said before. You guys living and staying together and working through the challenges is not only an example to the young folks that are all around you. When you heal each other in that way, you heal the young people around you and you heal your ancestors on that side. Because think about divorce as a dragon that kind of produces a lot of dis-ease, and eventually that dis-ease manifests into disease and takes us out. Following me?
yes, ma'am.
So when you guys slay that dragon of divorce, you slay the dragon that killed them. Maybe not killed them in this case, but greatly diminished their joy in this life. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Who's got the birthday at the end of December, beginning of January or somewhere in there? I see a birthday cake.
Actually, my great grandson turns 1 in January, and we're all just thrilled to death with it.
So as they're pulling their energy back, hon, all of your family is showing me, they didn't just show me the rose, they showed me the birthday cake. And your moms are going, we're making it, right? We're making it. Are you making that cake?
I'm buying that cake, Tracy.
They would have made it.
Yes, they would have.
She's like, you can, no, I don't do that anymore. Nice try. They're trying to get me on the hook here. You know, I used to be a baker, right? She's like, you
Oh
can
my
do it.
God.
You can do it. I'm like, no, arthritis. I don't do that no more. Oh, she's funny. She's trying to instill that confidence in you. That's okay. If you buy it, here's what you do. You say, all right, grandma, or all right, mom, you're here. You want to help me? You get me a deal on this cake. You get me the most spectacular birthday cake for this kid that you ever saw, and you get me a good deal, and I'll know you're still here.
Oh, wow. Good
Watch what
plan.
happens.
Good
Watch
plan.
what happens.
I like it.
They're pulling their energy back, and well, starting to, but the brother here that I started to go to him, and then the mother's kind of jumped in, and he's like, hello. Every time they go to pull their energy back, he steps forward again. He's like, you still didn't talk to me. Hello. I feel like he just wants to say thank you for everything that you did for him before he passed. He said that you went above and beyond what you should have had to do. And I'm seeing soup. Did you actually have to feed him?
It got to that point toward the very end. Yes, ma'am.
Please know how much gratitude he had for that. It's like I can feel your soul breaking as you're feeding him, and I can feel his heart just. See, your heart is breaking because you feel like he's sad, like it's sad for him, but his heart is breaking the same way the Grinch's heart broke at the end of that movie when it breaks 10, like it gets like immensely huge because all of that effort that you did for him made his heart swell with more love than you could have ever imagined. So don't feel bad that you had to do that for him. He wants to take this moment to say thank you. Did you also have to change his diaper as well, hun? Because he keeps showing me that.
Yes, he had accidents around the house before we got him the diapers, and that was on me too. So yeah, it was 100% do or die.
Please know that he has so much gratitude for you for this. You went above and beyond what any sister should have to do. And that kind of love does not go unrecognized, let me tell you. He's thanking you very much. And then he shows me the two dates close to together. Did he pass right before or right after another special date, an important date?
Yes, actually, he died 7 days after the date that my mother passed, but of course, it was a different year.
Huh. Oh, goosebumps up and down. And because they already showed me that they were together, right? So first thing your brother said is that mom's here, and he brought her forward and he showed me that they had healing together, right? Now, sometimes spirit will pass on the same day. My dad died on the exact same day as my grandmother, 10 years
Oh,
later.
wow.
And the reason why they do that is because that was my grandmother's way of letting me know that she came to get him. That was your mom's way of letting you know that she came to get him in a
Okay,
good,
that makes sense.
because see, she's got a lot of making up to do, right? So the second that he got to that side, your mom was there with love.
Well, my heart is open to it, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's all she can ask. Honestly, that's all she can ask. She's like, when you said that, I felt very emotional, and she's laughing at me. She's like, good thing you got that amethyst in your hand. For anybody that's wondering, I have two stones that I always hold in my hand when I do these readings. This is pinealite. It opens up your pineal gland and makes it easier to receive the messages of the world around you. And this is a little piece of amethyst because it is the happiness and healthy stone. So when I put these two together, it makes it so I can receive the information very clearly and I don't get too sad because I don't like to cry on camera when I'm wearing makeup. I like to make you cry.
Well, I have to say, I just adore you, and I thank you so much. And I'm so proud of myself for getting on Zoom.
I'm so proud of you too, and I'm so proud of a lot of you because there's a bunch of you on here that never knew how to use it before. And I know I struggle with technology all the time, so I know how that feels. And every time you gain knowledge on how to do this, you gain confidence. So now you can do this, and now you can be here all the time.
I am. I'll plan on it.
I love that. Oh, honey, they're pulling their energy back. I hope that that was helpful.
It was, and thank you so much. There's not enough words to thank you, Tracy.
Aw, well, I thank you too, because you are always on my page supporting me, sharing my stuff, and always, always, always with a kind word. So thank you so much for that. Please know how much I appreciate that.
Well, you make that very easy being who you are too. So
I love you. Right. Okay. So you guys, I'm going to let them all pull their energy back here for today. But remember, I'm coming back tomorrow. I'm going to be here tomorrow at 2 p.m. So if you didn't get a message today, come back here tomorrow. I will post tomorrow's link first thing tomorrow morning again. Spirit, you're not going to jump me and trick me into reading some more. I have to pee so bad my eyes are probably yellow by now. So I will be back here. Like I said, I'll post that link tomorrow morning. And Lee, you weren't quite here earlier when I said this. I see you're here now. I recognize that beautiful face. When I post this later, I want you to go back and listen to the beginning, because Spirit told me to choose somebody to win the last Whack-A-Troll reading, and I chose you. And I chose you because you went above and beyond to try to help me and make me feel safe. And that did not go unnoticed, because as a very formerly abused child and a very presently abused girl, abused by the social media bullies and trolls, that means more to me than you will ever understand. Feeling safe in any way, shape, or form is like my number one currency. So thank you for doing that. So all you got to do is contact my sister Tammy at booking@THMedium.ca, and she will get you all set up for your free reading. All right, you guys, I will see you here tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. I'll post a link tomorrow morning. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.